भक्तं सस्यरो भव। ओम भूर्भुवस्वः वेज्जी प्रेतस्य दीपं समर्पयामि। ओम ब्राह्मणस्य मुखमासीत् बाहुराजन्यः कृतः पूर्वोत्तरशिर्वेशः प्रव्याघ्रशूद्रो अजायत। ओम भूर्भुवस्वः वेज्जी प्रेतस्य धूपं समर्पयामि, दीपं समर्पयामि। I think some family members. Veggie. All the family members, you can add here. तुलसी और गंगा जल रखना है, तुलसी और गंगा जल के मुंह में। ओम जे तीर्थानि प्रचरन्ते श्रैकास्तानि कर्मिणः तेकाकुशस्त्रयोजने वदन्वानि तन्मसि। ओम भूर्भुवस्वः वेज्जी प्रेतस्य तीर्थोदक स्नानं समर्पयामि। ओम इदं विष्णुविचक्रमे डानिडे पडं समूढमस्य पाग्वो सुरेश्वः। ओम भूर्भुवस्वः वेज्जी प्रेतस्य तीर्थोदक स्नानं समर्पयामि। सब मान लीजिए कि हम दिल्ली के घर में हैं और यहीं से हम अगले संस्कार we are doing cremation from Delhi house. Before we take him to crematory, we have to give him a bath. The bath is already given to him, but with this Ganga Jal, if you can do Abhishek like that. Om Apo Hishthamayo Bhuvasthan Urje Datatanaha Mahe Ranai Chakshase Yovaha Sivatamo Rasasasya Bhajayate Hanaha Ushati Riva Mataraha Tasma Arangamamaho Yasya Syavaya Jinvathal Apo Janayatha Janaha. Anybody else in the family? Ao purpai. He's like a family member, he's free. Anybody else? You can join here. Anybody can join. So around. All over. All around. Now, Nipun Tika with Chandan. Om Twang Gandharva Akhanam Stram Indrastam Brahaspatihi Twang Mukhade Sobo Raja Vivanyat Smana Muchyata. Om Bhurvasvaham Vechi Pretasya Gandho Dakasnanam Samarpayami Gandham Samarpayami. Okay, you can go by Vechi. Or you can find a place like where your hands can reach. So you got something in the hand. When I say Swaha, you can offer it to Vechi on the side. Om Prajapataye Swaha Idam Prajapataye Namama. Om Indrai Swaha Idam Indrai Namama. Om Agnaye Swaha Idam Agnaye Namama. Om Somai Swaha Idam Somai Namama. Om Yamai Swaha Idam Yamai Namama. Om Mrityave Swaha Idam Mrityave Namama. Om Brahmane Swaha Idam Brahmane Namama. Om Bhuva Swaha Idam Agnaye Namama. Om Bhuvaha Swaha Idam Vaive Namama. Om Swaha Swaha Idam Suryay Namama. अब स्वाहा के जगह कल्पताम आएगा, मैं बोल दूंगा. ओम आयुर्जगने न कल्पताम. ओम प्राणो जगने न कल्पताम. ओम श्रोत्रम जगने न कल्पताम. ओम वाक् जगने न कल्पताम. ओम मनो जगने न कल्पताम. ओम आत्मा जगने न कल्पताम. ओम ब्रह्मा जगने न कल्पताम. ओम ज्योतिर्जगने न कल्पताम. ओम स्वर जगने न कल्पताम. ओम पृष्ठम जगने न कल्पताम. ओम जगनो जगने न कल्पताम. Now in case something is left in the bowl, you can empty out in the right hand. And when I say Swaha, you can offer everything to Vechi. Om Bhur Swaha Swaha Idam Prajapataye Namah. And then everybody take your chair except Divya, brother Mukesh. You can place the bowl here. और coconut देता हूँ मैं आपको. These two coconuts go in that coconut, one and second, and one in that corner, and one in this corner, and one more. That is a butter ghee. You can touch it to forehead like it. Om Aswatvam Adijato Sitwadayam Jayatam Puna Aso Swargaya Lokaya Swaha Jalatu Pakake Udam Palamaya Devam Stapitam Murtastava Tina Mesafla Bavijatmani Janmani Om Purvaswa Veji Pretasya Vishesharyam Sampadaya. मुझे ऐसा ही यहाँ पे साथ दोनों के लिए. So good afternoon to everybody. Jai Shri Krishna. My name is Kamlesh and I am going to perform the funeral rites here today. So बेटी आप यहाँ बैठेंगे. I mean मुकेश आप यहाँ बैठेंगे. You can sit in center. And so good afternoon to everybody. My name is Kamlesh and I'm going to perform the funeral rites here today. We all know that the death is an inevitable truth. Whoever is born is going to die. Nobody can escape from death. And absolutely there is no exception to this universal truth. But easier said than done. When it happens in the family, it's almost impossible, very difficult to accept the truth. Mr. Veggi's untimely death, I say untimely because parents, however old are they, no matter even if they are 150 years old, their death is always untimely because there is only one father and one mother in life. So Veggi's untimely death has resulted into a lot of grief, shock, emotional stress, feeling of helplessness and hopelessness in their family. In Sanatana Dharma, the last rites are very important facets of the human life, and it is to be performed in a proper way in order to provide a peace to departed soul and solace to the relatives. Most of us understand English, so we will use English language as everybody can understand, particularly youngsters. But during the puja, I need your cooperation. Please do not talk during the puja. 45 minutes. To start with, we will recite Gayatri Mantra 3 times. Om Bhur Bhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Prachodayah. Om Bhur Bhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Prachodayah. Om Bhur Bhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhiyo Yo Prachodayah. Om Tat Surdevahitam Purastat Shukram Charata Pashyema Sharadaha Satam Jivema Sharadaham Satagosuno Yam Saradaha Satam Pabrahmanam Saradaham Satamadina Shyam Sharadaha Satam Buyasya Saradaha Satata. Om Granthi Devtabhyo Namaham Om Tanto Devtabhyo Namaham Om Yagno Pavitam Paramam Pavitram Prajapatiriyat Sahajam Purasthat Ayushyamagram Pratimuncha Shubram Yagno Pavitam Balamastu Tejaham. ओम पवित्रोस्ते वैष्णव्यो सवितुर्वः प्रसव उत्पुन्नाम्य छिद्रेण पवित्रेण सूर्यस्य रश्मिभिः पवित्रपति पवित्रपुत्रस्य यत्कामः पुनेत क्षत्रियम्। ओम अत्राद्य महामंगल्य पुण्य पवित्र मासोत्तमे मासे श्रावण मासे शुक्ल पक्षे एकादश्यां तिथौ सौम्यवासरे यथा वर्तमान नक्षत्र मुहूर्त समवाये एवं ग्रह गण विशेषण विशिष्टायां शुभ पुण्य तिथौ। आपका गोत्र काशी है, बोले काश्यप गोत्र मम पितु अस्य पितामह, उनके पितामह दाहार्थम उत्क्रांत्यदि पिंड प्रदानम अहम करिष्ये। प्रभु से ओके जी, अब मुझे से ये आपको हाथ में लेके 6 बार पानी आपको पत्ते के ऊपर डालना है, इसी तरह से 6 बार कर लीजिए। ओम अत्राद्य महामंगल्य पुण्य पवित्र मासोत्तमे मासे श्रावण मासे शुक्ल पक्षे एकादश्यां तिथौ सौम्य वासरे यथा वर्तमान नक्षत्र मुहूर्त समवाये एवं ग्रह गण विशेषण विशिष्टायां शुभ पुण्य तिथौ। So in Hinduism, when someone passes away in our family, totally we offer 6 pins like this. 5 pins for 5 senses. Man has 5 senses. So 5 pins are offered for senses, and Vechi, most tragically and unfortunately, is leaving us. So whatever sweet memories he had with the families and friends, he's going to carry with him. So 6 1 is for the sweet memories. Suppose we are in Delhi's house, and before we proceed for cremation, we have to offer the first pin at home. It is called Sau. Omadhya Purvachariti Amgargana Visheshana Vishishthayam Shubha Punya Tithau Kashyap Vatram Vechi Preta Shau Nimittam Eshati Pindahamadittam Stava Upatishtam Patichamatsi Panchab Kashyap Vatram Vechi Preta Shau Nimittam Pinde Pratyavne Janam Gandam Puspam Yavaksatan Tulsi Patram Dupam Dipam Naivedyam Madattam Tavo Upatishtam. You can offer all those powders and then you can offer flour, tulsi, rice, and all those stuff. Spoon 1 C will do. Okay, that's fine. Everything goes. Everything in the plate goes. Pindo pratyavna janam gandam puspam yavaksatan tulsi patram dhupam dipam naivedyam madattam tavo upatishtam. So we offer the first pin, and now we are ready to go to crematory. So when you exit your main entrance, प्रवेश द्वार, उसके चौखट पे डोर फ्रेम में दूसरा पिन, इट इज कॉल्ड पान। और मध्य एवरीथिंग इज और मध्य पूर्वोच्चारित अंगर्गण विशेषण विशिष्टायां शुभ पुण्य तिथौ काश्यप गोत्रम वेज्जि प्रेत द्वादश पांच निमित्तम औरे जन्म मदत्तम तव उपतिष्ठताम। काश्यप गोत्रम वेज्जि प्रेत द्वादश पांच निमित्तम एषति पिंडः मदत्तम तव उपतिष्ठताम। काश्यप गोत्रम वेज्जि प्रेत द्वादश पांच निमित्तम पिंडे प्रत्यवने जन्म गंधम पुष्पम यवक्षतं तुलसी पत्रम धूपम दीपम नैवेद्यम मदत्तम तव उपतिष्ठताम। Finally, we are ready to go to crematory. The grandson is carrying fire in a matki, earthen pot, and we all are lifting and taking veggie out. Is fire. So when I say Ram Nam Satya Hai, आपको बोलना है Ram Nam Satya Hai. 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 Once we pass a society, Mohalla street, whatever we call, and when we go to the main street, where there's an intersection, we offer the third pin. It is called Khecher. Omadhya Purvachariti Amgargana Visheshana Vishishthayam Shubha Punya Tithau Kashyap Gotram Vechi Preta Chatvari Khecher Nimittam Aune Janam Madattam Tavo Upatishtham. Kashyap Gotra Vechi Preta Chatvari Khecher Nimittam Eshati Pindaha Madattam Tavo Upatishtham. Kashyap Gotra Vechi Preta Chatvari Khecher Nimittam Pinde Pratyavne Janam Gandham Puspam Yavaksatan Tulsi Patram Dhupam Dipam Naivedyam Madattam Tavo Upatishtham. We are at the intersection in the lady's house. Up to this point, the ladies follow us, and then lighting up a deepak, in a corner. Ladies go back home, and only men walk to crematory, lifting him on the shoulder, because It is written in Garu Purana that Drutva Skandesha Pitaramya Smasanaya Gachati Shokashwameka Phalam Putro Laboti Pade Pade Nitva Skandesha Pushtangi Sadata Atana Lalito Tadevata Dhananmachi Namatam Sapitaram Vahit, meaning the son or daughter, nowadays daughter is also allowed now, son or daughter who lives, who carries his father's or mother's body on the shoulder and walk to crematory, always get the punya of Ashwamekh Yagna, because during the life, the first obligation that he brought you into this world, and he did not throw you away. He had a lot of sacrifices to bring you up, to bring you up. How many times he told you, though, better, I can do with the old one, we better use the new one, this sand from America, from my friend. I can do with the old clothes, you can use random clothes. I can do with my old phone. Even up to this point, he was ready to sacrifice better. I have extra mask here, take it. I will use the handkerchief, I'm fine. Up to this point, he was ready to sacrifice. So that obligations cannot be paid back. Never, mother and father. And so here, when we go finally, we will lift him on the shoulder up to that point, or if not, then at least we will lift him with the handle here. So we are proceeding to Smasana in Delhi. Sri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 In this way, we keep walking to crematory, and in every town or village, the distance between home and the crematory, in between, there is a center point. It is called Vishramsthan. Over there, we have to place him and offer the fourth payment. It is called Bhut. Omadhya Purvacharidhyam Gargana Visheshana Vishishtayam Shubha Punyatitham Kashyap Putram Veji Preta Visranta Bhutta Nimittam Avne Janam Madattam Tavo Patishtatam Kashyap Putra Veji Preta Visranta Bhutta Nimittam Eshati Pityaha Madattam Stavo Patishtatam Kashyap Putra Veji Preta Visranta Bhutta Nimittam Pindi Pratyamne Janam Gantam Puspam Yavaksatan Tulsi Patram Dupam Dipam Naivedyam Madattam Tavo. Suppose we are walking this way. Up to this point, his head was heading. And now head will go on the back side and the legs will be heading. And once again, we are on our way to Smasana. Sri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 In this way, reciting what's name, where is the crematory, and the bhumi where he is to be cremated back home, they clean with the water. अभी का ये पार्ट में थोड़ा हिंदी में बोलूंगा क्योंकि मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगेगा कि गोबर और गौमूत्र से कंक्रीट बना के भूमि तैयार करते हैं. So Yamaruta do not enter there. Brahma Vishnu must themselves come to get him. So this is Gomutra and this is Gobar. So हम just bear with us. तो हमने भूमि तैयार किया. We made a building. Om Bhurasi Bhumirasya Titirasya Viswadahaya Viswasya Bhuvanasya Dattem Prativim Yacha Prativim Druham Prativim Mahinsi. Om Prativim Dvayadrita Loka Devitvam Vishnunadrutam Tvam Chadari Mam Devi Pavitram Guru Chansanam. Om Bhurvasva Bhumya Namah Sarvop Jati Gandham Paspamukhitan Samarpayam. Om Idamam Pravata Madhyam Chamalam Chayata. Yacha Vidrudrohamrutam Yacha Shepe Abhirunam. Apoma Tasma Dena Subhavamanascha Munchato. Om Purvasva Bhumya Namah Sarvopjate Pratna Pratam Namaskaran Samarpayami. So the bhumi is ready. Now we have to make a pyre using sandalwood, samida. We make a pyre back home. This is symbolic, small pyre, chita. Om Samito Anjana Kritaram Matina Kritamakne Madhumatve Vivamanaha Vaji Vahan Vajinam Jata Vedo Devanam Vaksi Priyama Sajistam Durvatsi. Om ऐसे करके ओम अपेतो यन्तु पणयो सुम्ना देव पियवः अस्य लोकः सुतावतः द्युवीरहो विरक्त विरक्तम यमो ददात्व वसानमस्मे। चिता तैयार हो गई तो चिता स्थान पर पांचवा पिंड, इट इज कॉल्ड वायु। ओम मध्य पूर्वोच्चारित एवं कर्मण विशेषण विशिष्टायां शुभ पुण्यतिथौ काश्यप गोत्रम वेच्चि प्रेत चिता स्थाने वायु निमित्तम औने जन्म मदत्तम तवो उपतिष्ठताम्। काश्यप गोत्रम वेच्चि प्रेत चिता स्थाने वायु निमित्तम एषति पिण्डः मदत्तम तवो उपतिष्ठताम्। काश्यप गोत्र वेच्चि प्रेत चिता स्थाने वायु निमित्तम पिण्डे प्रत्युम्ने जन्म गंधम पुष्पम यवाक्षतान् तुलसी पत्रम धूपम दीपम नैवेद्यम मदत्तम तवो उपतिष्ठताम्। श्री साई नाथ गुरु गोविंद प्रतिपुरीश्वर जय गोविंद प्रशांति निलय राधे गोविंद श्री गुरु जय गुरु विठल गोविंद विठल 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 गोविंद श्री गुरु जय गुरु विठल गोविंद। 6 people sweet memories. ओम मध्य पूर्वोच्चारित एवं कर्मण विशेषण विशिष्टायां शुभ पुण्यतिथौ काश्यप गोत्रम वेच्चि प्रेत सौहस्ते साधक निमित्तम औने जन्म मदत्तम तवो उपतिष्ठताम्। काश्यप गोत्र वेच्चि प्रेत सौहस्ते साधक निमित्तम एषति पिण्डः मदत्तम तवो उपतिष्ठताम्। काश्यप गोत्र वेच्चि प्रेत सौहस्ते साधक निमित्तम पिण्डे प्रत्युम्ने जन्म गंधम पुष्पम यवाक्षतान् तुलसी पत्रम धूपम दीपम नैवेद्यम मदत्तम तवो उपतिष्ठताम्। बोले अनेन पिण्डदानेन काश्यप गोत्र अस्य पितुः वेच्चि प्रेत सद्गति उत्तम लोक प्राप्ति ही। You can place the water. Once again, take a spoon of water. ओम मध्य पूर्वोच्चारित एवं कर्मण विशेषण विशिष्टायां शुभ पुण्यतिथौ काश्यप गोत्रम वेच्चि प्रेत दाहार्थम उत्क्रांत्यादि दाहार्थम कपालाग्निसिद्ध्यर्थम अज्येन समस्त व्याहृति तथा प्रायश्चित होमम करिष्ये। तो जो ग्रैंडसन ने जो अग्नि लिया था सुबह में निकलते वक्त श्मशान, तो इस अग्नि में थोड़ी सी आहुति देनी होती थी। समझ गए बेटा? छोड़ दीजिए हो गया। तो ये अग्नि हम अभी प्रकट कर रहे हैं। ओम अग्नि दूतम पुरोदते हव्यवावहम पब्रुवे देवम आसादयातिह। ओम चत्वारि शृंगा त्रयो अस्य पादाद्वे शीर्षे सप्तहस्तासो अस्य त्रितः पदो वृकभोरो रविति महादेवो मध्यम आविवेश। ओम अग्ने वैश्वानर शांडिल्यासित देवलेति कृपवरान्वित भूमिर्मातः वरुण पितः मेघध्वज प्राणमुख मम सम्मुखो भव। ओम अग्नये नमः सर्वोपचार से गंधम पुष्पम अक्षतान् समर्पयामि। आप थोड़ा सा स्लैंटिंग रखिए स्लोली एंड देन आप इसमें डीप बढ़ते जाइए। कॉन्स्टेंट ड्रिप होना चाहिए थोड़ा थोड़ा किसी तरह से। ओम प्रजापतये स्वाहा इदं प्रजापतये नमः। ओम इंद्राय स्वाहा इदं इंद्राय नमः। ओम अग्नये स्वाहा इदं अग्नये नमः। ओम सोमाय स्वाहा इदं सोमाय नमः। ओम विष्णवे स्वाहा इदं विष्णवे नमः। ओम रुद्राय स्वाहा इदं रुद्राय नमः। ओम लोमभ्यः स्वाहा इदं लोमभ्यः नमः। ओम त्वचे स्वाहा इदं त्वचे नमः। ओम लोहिताय स्वाहा इदं लोहिताय नमः। ओम मेदोभ्यः स्वाहा इदं मेदोभ्यः नमः। ओम मांसेभ्यः स्वाहा इदं मांसेभ्यः नमः। ओम स्नायुभ्यः स्वाहा इदं स्नायुभ्यः नमः। ओम अस्थिभ्यः स्वाहा इदं अस्थिभ्यः नमः। ओम मजभ्यः स्वाहा चालुक्य। ओम मजभ्यः स्वाहा इदं मजभ्यः नमः। ओम रेतसे स्वाहा इदं रेतसे नमः। ओम पायवे स्वाहा इदं पायवे नमः। ओम आयासाय स्वाहा इदं आयासाय नमः। ओम मुगी का वजन से ओम पायवे स्वाहा इदं पायवे नमः। ओम आयसाय स्वाहा इदं आयसाय नमः। ओम प्रायसाय स्वाहा इदं प्रायसाय नमः। ओम संयसाय स्वाहा इदं संयसाय नमः। ओम वियसाय स्वाहा इदं वियसाय नमः। ओम उद्यसाय स्वाहा इदं उद्यसाय नमः। ओम शुचे स्वाहा इदं शुचे नमः। ओम शोचते स्वाहा इदं शोचते नमः। ओम शोचमानाय स्वाहा इदं शोचमानाय नमः। ओम शौकाय स्वाहा इदं शौकाय नमः। ओम तपसे स्वाहा इदं तपते नमः। ओम तप्यसे स्वाहा इदं तप्यते नमः। ओम तप्तमनाय स्वाहा इदं तप्तमनाय नमः। ओम तप्ताय स्वाहा इदं तप्ताय नमः। ओम धर्माय स्वाहा इदं धर्माय नमः। ओम निष्कृत्य स्वाहा इदं निष्कृत्य नमः। ओम प्रायश्चित्ते स्वाहा इदं प्रायश्चित्य नमः। ओम भेषजाय स्वाहा इदं भेषजाय नमः। ओम यमाय स्वाहा इदं यमाय नमः। ओम अंतकाय स्वाहा इदं अंतकाय नमः। ओम मृत्यवे स्वाहा इदं मृत्यवे नमः। ओम ब्रह्मणे स्वाहा इदं ब्रह्मणे नमः। ओम ब्रह्महत्याय स्वाहा इदं ब्रह्महत्याय नमः। ओम विश्वेभ्यो देवेभ्यः स्वाहा इदं विश्वेभ्यो देवेभ्यो नमः। ओम देव पृथिव्यां स्वाहा इदं देव पृथिव्यां नमः। ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः स्वाहा इदं प्रजापतये नमः। अभी ये कोड़ी में ओम कृपया दग्नम सर्वोपचार तिलक सतान समर्पयामि मस्वात् मदिजातु श्रीपदयं जायतं पुनः स्वर्गाय लोकाय स्वाहा तत्तु पातते। ओम भूर्भुवः स्वः स्वाहा इदं प्रजापतये नमः। के गोविंद कृष्ण जय गोपाल कृष्ण जय गोपाल लाल बाल राधा कृष्ण जय गोविंद कृष्ण जय गोपाल कृष्ण जय गोपाल लाल बाल राधा कृष्ण जय 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 कृष्ण 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 जय कृष्ण 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 जय गोविंद कृष्ण जय गोपाल कृष्ण जय गोपाल लाल बाल राधा कृष्ण जय। ये पीताम्बर गोपी कमल भारी प्यारी बाह्य मीरा मन विहारी मदन मोहन मुरलीधारी कृष्ण जय। गोपी कमल हारी प्यारी बाह्य मीरा मन विहारी मदन मोहन मुरलीधारी कृष्ण जय 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 कृष्ण 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 जय कृष्ण 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 जय गोविंद कृष्ण जय गोपाल कृष्ण जय गोपाल लाल बाल राधा कृष्ण जय। ओम तस्मात् सर्वभूतः संप्रतं प्रखदाद्यं वसंस्तांश्चक्रे वायव्या नारण्य ग्राम्यांश्च। ओम भूर्भुवस्वः वेज्जिप्रेतस्य वस्त्रं समर्पयामि। ओम सेवंतिका बकुंजं मुखपाटलाब्जे पुण्णाकजाति करवीर रसाल पुष्पै बिल्व प्रवाल तुलसी दल मालती स्तं पूजयामि जगदीश्वर में प्रसीद। ओम भूर्भुवस्वहं वेज्जिप्रेतस्य पुष्पमालां समर्पयामि। ओम अग्निदूतं पुरो दधे अव्यवावहं बभ्रुवे देवं आसादयादिह। So, better if you can hold it from here, fire has to be on. When you walk, be careful. Hold it like that, balancing. Okay, now you can walk behind me. You can also walk. You can also do. Carson. You can also do. अब जो इधर इधर आ जाओ ना। आपको बोल रहा हूँ मैं, आपको बोल रहा हूँ। इनके पीछे। But everybody follow. Om apo himnayo uvasthana urje dadhatanaha maheranay chachase uvah sivatam rasasasya bhajayate hanaha ushati rivamattarah tasma aranga mahamaho yasyasya vaya jinvatal apo janayatha janaha. ओम सप्तास्यासन परिदयस्त्रेहि सप्त समितः त्रेतः देवाय तन्वाना abadnan पुरुषान् पशु 4 times ओम आपो ओम चंद्रम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृता ओम त्रायुखं यमदग्नेः कश्यपस्य त्रायुखं च देवे पुत्रायुखं तन्नो अस्तु त्रायुखम् ओम हरि ओम नमस्ते रुद्रमन्यवकुतोतकी खवे बाहुभ्याम तते नमः जाते रुद्रा शिवा कनूर घोरा पापकाशिनी दयानस्तन्वा संतमया गिरिशंता विजाकसिः ओम करचरण मृदुम्वा कायजं कर्मजं वा श्रवणनयनजं वा मानसं वा परादं विहितं वा सर्वमेतत् क्षमस्व जय जय करुणाब्दे श्री महादेव शंभो ओम भूर्भुवस्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्. So here we need to stand up for 5 minutes. अभी अपने घर में other than पिताजी, दादा दादी, नाना नानी, परदादा परदादा जो भी पितृ चले गए सभी को नमस्कार कीजिए. आब्रह्मस्तंभ पर्यंतम देवर्षि पितृमानवः तृप्यन्तु पितरः सर्वे मातृमाता महदयः अतीतकूलकोटीनां सप्तदीपनिवासिनां आब्रह्म भुवनालोकदितमस्तु तिलोदकम् ये बान्धवाये यज्ञजन्मनि बान्धव तिस्रवृत्तिमायन्तो मया दत्तेन वारिणा ये केचिस्मत्कुले जाता अपुत्रा मृत्युनमता ते गृह्णन्तु मया दत्तं वस्त्रनिष्पीडनोदकम्. ओम यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुत स्तुन्वन्ति देवेस्तवैः वेद साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगान् ध्यानावस्थित तद्गतेन मनसः पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तन विदुः सुरासुरगणा देवाय तस्मै नमः. कृत्वा सुदुष्करं कर्म जानता वाप्यजानता मृत्युकालवशं ज्ञात्वा नरं पञ्चत्वमागतं धर्म समायुक्तं लोभमोह समावृतं दहेयं सर्वगात्राणि दिव्यान् लोकान् स गच्छतु. ओम द्यौः शान्तिरन्तरिक्षतु शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वे देवाः शान्तिर्ब्रह्म शान्तिः सर्वतो शान्तिः शान्तिरेव शान्तिः सामा शान्तिरेधि यतो यतः समीहसे ततो नो अभयं पुरुषन्नः पुरु प्रजाभ्यो वयन्नः पशुभ्यः. ओम शान्तिः 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 शांति इसी तरह. तो यहाँ से ये लाइव अग्नि हमने लाइव अग्नि टच करा दिया तो उधर न जाने दे हमको ऐसा नहीं करेंगे तो भी चलेगा. अभी हमने अपना काम कर लिया. तो here at this point we are going to do omkar, that is reciting om, stretching 3 times. Now we will have a moment of silence in this, with this honor. Sato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityurmam amritam mृगमय Om Shanti 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 Susanti Bhavatu। तो वेद जी का पवित्र प्रेमाल और पुण्यशाली आत्मा की अंतिम विधि करने में आपने पहले तो मुझे जो तक दी, थैंक यू प्रभु भाई, एंड बाद में जो आपने शांति बनाई रखी और उनका तो सम्मान हुआ, मेरा भी सम्मान हुआ, तो आप सबका हृदयपूर्वक प्रणाम करता हूँ। आप बैठते हैं 5 मिनट और काम करते हैं 5 मिनट। तो अभी इस टाइम आपको ओके, नाउ दिस टाइम आपको ये राइट शोल्डर पर रखना है और पीछे से 2 राउंड में आप करेगी और 2 राउंड ये करेगी। तो व्हेन यू रीच बाय द फीट एंड नोटिस पीछे से डॉटर और सन इन लॉ और सन कोई भी कर सकती है। तो 4 बार करना है इसे। इसे चीता को ठंडी करने बोलता है। स्पेसिफाइंग चीता पाए क्लॉकवाइज से। ओम आपोहिष्ठामयो उपस्थान ऊर्जे तथातनः महे गणाय चक्षसे यो वः शिवतमो रसस्य भाजयते अनहं उशतीरिव मातरः तस्मा अरंगमामहो यस्य वः यजिन्वत आपो जनयथा जनः। ओम अद्यः संव्रतः प्रतिवेरशज्य विश्वकर्मणः समवर्तताग्रे तस्य कष्टाभिद्रूपमेति तन्मरुतस्य देवत्वमाजानमग्रे। ओम वेदाहमेतं पुरुखं महान्तमादित्यवर्णं तमसः परस्तात् तमेव विदित्वा किमृतिमतिनान्यः पन्था विद्यते यनाय। ओम प्रजापतिष्ठति गर्भे अंतर्जायमानो बहुधा विजायते तस्य योनिं परिपश्यन्ति दिरस्तस्मिन्नः तस्तुर्भुवनानि विश्वम्। ओम जो देवेभ्यो आतपतये जो देवानां पुरोहितः पूर्वो जो देवेभ्यो जातो नमो रुचाय ब्रह्मणे। ओम ब्रह्म्यं जनयन्तो देवा अग्रगत ब्रुवन् जस्वेवं ब्रह्मणो विद्यतस्य देवा असन्वसे। ओम श्रीश्चते लक्ष्मीश्च पत्न्या वहोरात्रे पार्श्वे नक्षत्राणि रूपमस्मि मोहात्तम् विष्णन्निखाणं मयि खान सबलोकं मयि खान। ओम अनादि निधिनो देव शंख चक्र गदाधरः अक्षय पुंडरीकाक्ष प्रेतमोक्ष प्रदोभवो अतसि पुष्प संकाशं पीतवास्य समुचितं ये नमस्यन्ति गोविंद दशशां विद्यते बहु। हम छोड़ देते हैं पर तोड़ देते हैं, अपनी कर सकते हैं सर, तो ये हमने तोड़ दी, बाद में अंदर और नाम टूट जाएगी। Now, a couple of words. I know you are going to apologize in case you hurt him during the life, but if you say a couple of words in your mind, anything like that, you can say that if I deserve you, if I am worthy to you, if possible, please make me your son once again in your next birth. अगर तो जन्म लेना है आपको, दूसरे जन्म लेना है तो मुझे बेटा फरीसी बनाइए, फिर से बनाना है, तो ऐसा whatever you can say. For now, Vedji is leaving us. Few moments are left, hardly an hour. So he wants to talk to God first. What he talks to God is that, "O most merciful God, I repent for all my sins." Now, he may not have committed any sins, but he himself is talking to God. I repent for every thought that was false, unjust, or unclean, for every word that should not have been spoken, that every deed that should not have been done. I repent for every word, deed, and thought inspired by selfishness or hatred or lust. I especially repent for every lustful action, for any lie, for any hypocrisy, for every promise given but not fulfilled, and for any slander or backbiting. I also most especially I repent for every word, deed, or wish that harmed or ruined somebody. In your unbounded mercy, I ask you to forgive me for all my sins. And last but not least, he says to God that, "Oh God, please forgive me and my family for our constant failure to think, speak, and act according to your will. And now he says a couple of words to us. He says that I'm very thankful to you for being here on my last exit or departure from this planet. Those who couldn't make it, I can understand. But at least you are here, so I'm very happy. And he says that if during the life, if I hurt you, I apologize. In case you hurt me, you already have my forgiveness. And he wants you to carry on the legacy. He wants you to be very healthy, happy, and prosperous in all the areas of your life. He says that I'm not going to be there directly, but I'll be always there indirectly to protect you. Subham bhavatu, kalyanamastu, arogyamastu, aishwaryamastu, santirastu, tushtirasthu, dhanaganak samruddhirastu. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. And now I hand over to family. I have to recite Bhagavad Gita chapter, but we can do that later during the production or final respect. So I hand over to family. That goes closing. So you can click on your color here and then turn it on. So
Thank you for being here to say goodbye to Dad. Many of our loved ones are joining virtually from India at this late hour also. Dad's departure was very sudden and unexpected and has left a huge void for all of us. Sunday started as a normal day for Tim, walking 6,000 steps with his Dada group, eating a new breakfast recipe from Mom, watching CNN, discussing about the Afghanistan issue and its impact on USA and India. Little did we know that the day will become his Independence Day by the evening. How do you sum up 90 years in a few minutes? His has been a life lived to the highest standards, being a moral compass for the entire clan, bringing dedication to every task he undertook, doing the right thing, however unpopular it might be, especially in his working life as a government employee. He always took a keen interest in life, and most of you have engaged him in either discussing geopolitics, religion, talking about sports, movies, Netflix, nutrition, health, you name it. He was always experimenting with new recipes that he would coax Mom into making. He loved to read, and not just simply read, he would make in-depth, focused notes. And I found it was better to read his notes than the book itself, I would save time. His last two books were Ashtavakra Gita and Homa Deus, which he actually did not get to finish. But Dad's true passion lay in understanding the philosophy of our religion, the real meaning behind all the teachings, and the ultimate goal that we should all be striving for. I truly believe that he achieved his goal. Dad, we will miss you, we love you, and hope that we can have your clarity of mind and desire for learning in our golden years. Thank you for really being here for us.
Don't shake it.
Dad or Dadu, as most of us, including Mom, called you. I was so fortunate. I have to say I was honored to be your daughter-in-law. For that, I have to thank your son, Mukesh. The first time Mukesh introduced me to you, I clearly remember what you said. Anju, you will not just be marrying Mukesh, but you will be married into the Dang family. Me, a Sindhi, Chulbuli girl from Bombay, was raised to be independent and carefree. And Dangs, a traditional, highly conservative, Khata Pita Punjabi Khandan from Delhi. God, I was nervous. How would I fit in? I was not sure if you were sure about me. Walking into this family, I was really nervous. And then I was told you were a very strict person with many, many, many rules in this family. Whoa, what a huge responsibility it would be to be a Dang Babu. Over the years, what started as being your Babu morphed into a special bond between us, that of a father and a daughter. I respected you as my father-in-law and loved you as my father. For me, you were the youngest 90-year-old who was fun to hang around with. Over the years, we had some great times, enjoying your life's anecdotes, your poetry, your ghazals, your jokes, and most of all, your teachings. In books, we always read and heard about values and principles. You actually lived them every day, every hour, every moment. Dad, you lived a great life, pampered by mom and everyone around you. You faced the challenges in life with grace. You were the strength of the Dang family. And from the very beginning for your sisters and their families. And then for all the children and grandchildren as they grew up. You were a great personality, an intellectual, a wonderful mentor, an interesting conversationalist, an avid reader, and most of all, a spiritual thinker. Your teachings will always stay with us, and we hope to carry your principles and values forward in the generations to come. I adore you, Dad, and I'll miss you a lot in person, but you'll be with us in spirit, in our thoughts, in our prayers and memories. And when I look up in the sky, you will be there, a bright star shining upon us. Love you, Dad.
My Dadu was one of the strongest and wisest people I knew. From the beginning, he would always shower us with fantastic stories about his life. From his childhood during the partition, to his journey in becoming a top scholar and student, to his adventures across the world with his job at the railways. His ethics stood tall and never wavered, and his smarts were never sullied. Whenever Dadu found a problem he couldn't solve, he'd spend hours attacking it from different angles, no matter the importance. I was once watching this TV show which featured a small probability problem called the Monty Hall problem. Knowing my Dadu's intellectual curiosity, I raced to talk to him and my dad about it after I learned it. We spent an hour discussing it, but Dadu still did not agree with the answer we had come up with. 6 hours later, he comes up to us completely out of the blue saying, "How about we approach it this way?" We had no idea what he was talking about, but it turns out he had spent the last half of the day in his study, just pen and paper attacking this problem from all different angles. Just from the sake of pure curiosity, learning, and understanding. He always wanted to learn more and try new things. Even just this last year, his habit of trying new things continued. He started to eat avocado sushi, not just once, but every single week. He ended up loving it so much that he would even scold me on the weeks where I didn't let him know early enough, and he'd already have another lunch set up. As it was for all of you, the Sunday was an absolute shock. My Dadu was in amazing shape, both mentally and physically. He was still reading his books, going for walks, watching TV shows, the news, and just keeping up. I was most definitely take peace in knowing he went with little suffering, but the shock is even more pronounced. I appreciate all of you being here today. I would now like to share a few words from Dipanshu, who is my cousin and Dadu's eldest grandson, who is joining us from India right now. Beloved grandfather, Mr. Parkash has taken his first steps into heavenly abode, leaving us inspired by the life he led with strong virtue, discipline, and conviction. My learning from you began at a very young age, from solving complex math questions with you to decisions I made in my work and my life. You, my dear grandfather, have always been the guiding force through all my journey, and you will be dearly missed by me and everyone who knew you. You have inspired everyone around you to be the best version of themselves and helped everyone who came to you seeking guidance. You have served your nation in India and overseas with pride and dignity, and I'm ever so proud of your achievements and success in life. Your discipline and devotion to practicing one's religion is one of the many lessons I will keep with me and hope to live up to in your practice. You have taught your children, grandchildren, and even great-grandchildren, to be strong in testing times, and with this strength, all of us here stand by Dadi, keeping you with us, through us, in our thoughts, and in our conversations. You're an icon to all of us and all future generations of our family. Love and miss you, Dadu. Rest in peace. And I thank you all present here and from all over for being with us through this time.
Over the past couple of years, I feel truly blessed to have been able to spend so much time with Dadu. When Debbie and I first moved back to New Jersey, we lived with him in a daying household where we got to know each other very well. I most enjoyed listening to his stories, his jokes, his Netflix recommendations, and his endless wisdom. When Debbie and I got engaged, he welcomed me to the family with such love and kindness. He was like a grandfather I never had. Dadu was such an impressive man, and he will be dearly missed. Thank you all for coming.
Dadu has been a pillar of strength for me my whole life. I have such fond memories of him growing up. Every summer, we would expect my grandparents to be with us in New Jersey and enjoy school summer break with them. And every summer, it also included one-on-one math tutoring with my Dadu in his puja room before I could go out and play. And while I super disliked the fact that we were talking about math, I loved being around him. He always encouraged me to be a good person, to be curious and try to understand life, to continue to develop and learn. And he super emphasized to be family oriented. This is what I will most honor and cherish from his memory. When Carson and I moved back to New Jersey 2 years ago, it was to be closer to family. And every weekend we weren't traveling or busy, we would make the drive down to Belmead to hang out with my family. Dadu was always so excited that we were home. He said, "Good, the house feels so full now that you, Carson, and Penny are here." And then every time we would pack up to leave, Dadu would say, "No, you can't go, that's too soon," and be genuinely sad to see us go. No matter if we stayed for a lunch or a whole week, Dadu always asked us why we were leaving. And when we said to go home, he would say, "But you're already home." And then we would laugh together. It was something that Carson and I grew to look forward to. Dadu's remarks on our departure, and how would he convince us to stay this time? Dadu, you recently told us how full and happy the house felt with us there. But all I've been able to think about lately is how different the house feels now that you're gone. The past couple days, I and probably everyone else in my family wish for more than anything that you were downstairs, maybe eating lunch that grandma made you, or in your puja room talking with your friends, or on your computer. Maybe you're on the couch with dad watching the History Channel or movies. And while it doesn't feel okay right now, I know one day I will understand this loss and the timing of it all. You blessed us with 90 years of happiness, love, comfort, and company, and you are already so missed. We love you so much. At this time, if anybody else would like to share a few words for Dadu, we invite you to come up.
We can start the light now. Max.
So I'm trying to say a
couple of words, not cry. My uncle has been so witty, funny, and our family, me, Devdutt, have known him for the last 30 years now. Feels like family. And just the most recent couple of memories I want to share with you all. Recently, when we had a prayers for Anju's mother at Gurudwara, I was having lunch with Uncle and Auntie, and he said to me, I was actually telling him with my love of music that I really loved the Shabad Tapas in progress. And he said, did you recognize the song? It was my Farmaish. And it was in Bhairavi Raga. Did you recognize that? And I said, I think I missed it. I got it a little late. And then he told me about that song. He knew how much I love music. So he took interest in all of our lives, and then very recently, even more recently, when we had that family over, he knows a standing joke, amongst our friendships about my cooking and improving my cooking. So he said to me, I'd already declared that the food was actually ordered from outside. So he goes, this sabzi is so good. Would you make it? I said, no, Uncle, I told you it's from outside. Like, oh, I was just wondering how did you improve your cooking so? So I still see Uncle around us, happy, with a huge smile on his face, and I'm always wondering what he's going to say next. On what topic, and I was encouraging our daughter Kimaya to actually spend time with him because she has similar interests like Uncle had in politics or social justice and stuff like that. I used to always encourage her to talk to Uncle. So although we know you'll be dearly missed, we know that you're around us and we'll always feel your happy presence. Thank you.
This is line up front.
Okay.
Namaste, everyone. We're here to honor Dadu. I have to share a couple of things. First, I came to know him almost 30 years back when I moved to the US. And ever since, I also saw my dad and him. They shared one thing in common, that both worked for railways. They studied under British professors, so they had similar way of speaking, presenting themselves. And I always spoke to him and I would look at him and I would smile and he would make his remarks. There were so many similarities in them that I was always looking forward to seeing him. And I reflect Madhu and Anju and every sentiments. And he was always so warm, welcoming, and funny. Always funny. We always look forward to seeing him. We miss you so much. Rest in peace.
How can I let it go without getting a proper goodbye? Uncle. When I think about him, sir, when I look at him or think about him, all I visualize is a lion. He lived a life of a lion and passed away like a lion, without any compromise. No mess, no nonsense. On August 15th, he told his daughter-in-law, I'm going, and he left. He's well-read. I learned a lot of spirituality from him. He's about Shokila on me. And his favorite food was eggplant. No matter how you prepare the eggplant, either as a eggplant parmigiano, Bangan kaburtan, or the South Indian he used to relish it. So whenever you eat Bangan, just say Vedarpanamastu and eat. The soul will receive it. As a teenager, He immigrated from Lahore to Delhi, established himself from scratch. He passed the government exams, or what is it called?
IRS.
IRS. Worked for railway, held high positions in railway, and had been deputy to Ghana, and there also he held a high position. Retired on his own will, on his own terms. He spent some time in Delhi and some time here. He's a God-given uncle to me. I learned a lot from him. I'm going to miss him. On August 14th, I happened to spend a couple of hours with him. We discussed so many things, including politics in Afghanistan and how the situation has come to this stage. And about his spirituality, he was talking to me and he said how he spent his day these days. He does puja 1 hour in the morning and recites mantra given to him by his guru. He recites the secret mantra, and also his guru told him to recite Om Namah Shivaya. So, all of you, whenever you have time, recite Om Namah Shivaya and give it to him. Panditji will tell you how to do that, but give the recitement call to Ved. Uncle, thank you very much for everything you did to me. I'm going to miss you a lot. Goodbye.
Anyone else? At this time, we want to invite everyone to say your final goodbye. So you can line up when you're ready. And we have the flags.
Very good. Let's go first.
Okay.
Okay. So now. प्रोडक्शन जैसे किसी को चाप नहीं है प्रोडक्शन करके आपने बाद में बेटा ने फ्लावर ऑफर था और फैमिली यहाँ कर रहे थे सो anybody who wants to and all of you don't have to do production. If you want you can do that, but you can take the flowers, offer it to Parkash and if you want to see the family. I'm reciting Bhagavad Gita's 12th and 15th chapter. एवं सततम युक्तानि भक्तस्त्वं पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरम् अव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमः श्री भगवानुवाच मय्यावेश्य मनो ये यं नित्ययुक्त उपासते sorry I forgot when you do production you can say Om Namah Shivaya and when you offer the flowers you can say Om Namah Shivaya. मय्या विश्य मनो ये यं नित्ययुक्त उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेतास्ते मे युक्ततमामताम् ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्य मव्यक्तं पर्युपासते सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कुटस्थमचलं ध्रुवम् सन्नियमित्रयग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतेहितीर्थम् फलेशोदिक्तस्तेषाम् अव्यक्ता सप्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखं देहवद्भिरवाप्यते ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः अनन्य दीपक को संभालना अकल फलेशोदिक्तस्तेषाम् अव्यक्ता सप्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखं देहवद्भिरवाप्यते ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्परः अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्धर्ता मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मय्यावेशितचेतसाम् मय्येव मन आधस्व मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवसिष्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यास योग्य न तप्तो मामिच्छान्तो धनञ्जय अभ्यासेभ्य समर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थमपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिं वपस्यसि अथे तदप्यशक्तोषि कर्तुमद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्म फलत्यागं तथा कुरु यथात्मवान् श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासात् ज्ञानं ध्यानं विशिष्यते कर्म फल त्यागास्यागच्छन्तिरनन्तरम् अदवेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्र करुण एव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः समदुःखः सुखक्षमी सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी यथात्मा दृढनिश्चयः मय्यर्पित मनो बुद्धिर्यो मद्भक्तः समे प्रियः यस्मान्नो विजते मामहमादयस्य स्वाहा प्रथम रकमो भक्ति हव्यम् ओम भूर्भुवः वेत्तकास्ति प्रेतं कृतं समर्पयामि
ईश्वरो विक्रमी धन्वी मेधावी विक्रमक्रमः अनुत्तमोदराधर्षकृतज्ञकृतिरात्मवान् सुरेश शरणं शरणमीश्वरे प्रजाभव संवत्सरोऽव्याडः प्रत्ययः सर्वदर्शनः अजः सर्वेश्वरस्य सिद्धिः सर्वादिरच्युतः वृषाकविरमीयात्मा सर्वयोगविनिःसृतः वसुर्वसुमनः सत्यः समात्मा संहितः समः अमोघपुण्डरीकाक्षो वृषकर्मा वृषाकृतिः रुद्रो बहुशिरा बभ्रुर्विश्वयोनिश्चविश्वा अमृतशाश्वतस्थाणुर्वरारोपो महातपाः सर्वगः सर्वविद्धानुर्विश्वक्षेरोधनार्दनः वेदो वेदमिदं यद्यो वेदायो वेदविप्रविः लोकाध्यक्षस्वराध्यक्षो धर्माध्यक्षकृताभ्युतः चतुरात्मा चतुर्व्यूहश्चतुर्दक्षश्चतुर्भुजः भ्राजिष्णुर्भोजनं भोक्ता सहिष्णुर्जगदाधिकः अनघो विजयो जयिता विश्वयोनिः पुनर्वसु उपेन्द्रो वामनः प्रांशुर्मुखश्चिपूजितः अनेकः सङ्गः सर्वोद्धृतात्मा नियमोत्तमः वेद्यो वैद्यः सदा योगी वीरः अतीन्द्रियो महावायो महोत्साहो महाबलः महावीर्यो महाशक्तिर्महातिथिः अनिर्देश्यः श्रीमानवीयात्मा महादिव्यः महेश्वासो महीकर्ता श्रीनिवासः सदान्तरिः अनिरुद्धः सुरानन्दो गोविन्दो गोविदाम्बरिः मरीचित्रं हंसः सुवर्णो भुजगोत्तमः हिरण्यनाभः सुतवाः पद्मनाभः प्रजापतिः सिंहः सन्धाता सन्धिमान् स्थिरः अजो दुर्मर्षणः शासता विश्रुतात्मा सुरारिः गुरुर्गुरुतमोधाम सत्यः सत्यपराक्रमः निमिषो निमिषस्रग्वी वाचस्पतिरुदारथी अग्रणीर्ग्रामणी श्रीमान् यदायो नेता समीरणः सहस्रमूर्धा विश्वात्मा सहस्राक्षसहस्रपाद आवर्तनो निवृत्तात्मा संवृत्तसम्प्रदर्दनः अहः संवर्तको वह्निरनिरोधरणीयः सुप्रसादः प्रसन्नात्मा विश्वदृग्विश्वभुर्विभुः सत्कर्ता सत्कृतिस्साधुर्जह्मं नारायणो नरः असङ्ख्येयो प्रमेयात्मा विशिष्टशिष्टरुचिः सिद्धार्थसिद्धसङ्कल्पसिद्धिदसिद्धिसाधनः वृषाही वृषभो विष्णुर्वशकर्वावशोदरः वर्धनो वर्धमानश्चविरिन्द्रश्वतिसागरः सुभुजो दुर्धरो वाग्मी महेन्द्रो वसुः वसुः नैकरूपो बृहद्रो पश्यविष्टः प्रकाशनः ओजस्तेजोद्युतिधरः प्रकाशात्मा प्रतापनः वृद्धस्पष्टाक्षरो
You'll be leading in the front, you will be in the back. Putting that diya.
अच्युतं प्रथितं प्राणः प्राणतो वासवानुजः अपां निधिरधिष्ठानमप्रमत्तः प्रतिष्ठितः स्कन्दस्कन्दधरो ध्रुयो वरदो वायुवाहनः वासुदेवो बृहद्भानुरातिदेवः पुरन्दरः अशोकस्तारकस्तारशूरशौर्यर्जनेश्वरः अनुकूलश्च तावत्तः पत्नी पद्मनिधेक्षणः पद्मनाभो रविन्दाक्षः पद्मगर्भशरीरभृत् महद्विरुद्धो वृद्धात्मा महाक्षो गरुडध्वजः अतुलशरभो भीमः समयज्ञो हविर्हरिः सर्वलक्षणलक्षण्यो लक्ष्मीवान् समितिञ्जयः वीक्षरो रोहितो मार्गो एवसः महीधरो वेदमानमिताशनः उद्भवक्षोभणो देव श्रीः परमेश्वरः करणं कारणं कर्ता विकर्ता गहनो गुहः व्यवसायो व्यवस्थान संस्थान स्थानोद्भवः पुष्पश्रुतेक्षणः ग्रामो विरामो निरचोदयः वीरशक्तिमतां श्रेष्ठो धर्मो धर्मविदुत्तमः वैकुण्ठः पुरुषप्राणः प्राणतत्परः हिरण्यगर्भशर्षो व्याप्तो वायुवसुक्षजः सुदर्शनः कालः परमेश्वरो परिग्रहः उग्रसंवत्सरो दक्षो विश्रामो विश्वदक्षिणः विस्तारस्थावरस्थानं प्रमाणं वीरमव्ययम् अर्थो महाकोशो महाभोगो महाजनः नक्षत्रेव नक्षत्री क्षमः क्षामः समीनः यज्ञो महीयश्चक्रतुः सत्रं समागति सर्वदर्शी विमुक्तात्मा सर्वज्ञो ज्ञानोत्तमम् सुव्रतसुखसूक्ष्मसुघोषसुखवत्सकृत् मनोहरोचितक्रोधो वीरबाहुर्विदारणः स्वापनस्ववशो व्यापी नैकात्मा नैककर्मकृत् वत्सरो वत्सरो वत्सी रत्नगर्भो धनेश्वरः धर्मबुद्धर्मकृद्धर्मी सदसक्षरमक्षरम् अविज्ञाता सहस्राक्षरविधाता कृतलक्षणः गभस्तिरे निस्सत्त्वस्थः सिंहो भूतमहेश्वरः आदिदेवो महादेवो देवेशो देवकृद्गुरुः उत्तरो गोपतिर्गोप्ता ज्ञानगम्यः पुरातनः शरीरभूतकृद्भोक्ता कवीन्द्रो भूरिदक्षिणः सोम ॐ मृतपः सोमः पुरुचित्पुरुसत्तमः विनयोजयः सत्यसन्धो दाशार्हः सत्त्वतां पतिः जीवो विनयिता साक्षी मुकुन्दो वितरिक्रमः अम्भो निधिरनन्तात्मा महोदतिशयोक्तकः अजो महार्हः स्वाभाव्योचितामित्रः प्रमोदनः आनन्दो नन्दनो नन्दः सत्यधर्मात्रिविक्रमः महर्षिः कपिलाचार्यः कृतज्ञो मेदिनीपतिः त्रिपदस्त्रिदशाध्यक्षो महाशृङ्गकृतान्तकृत् महावराहो गोविन्दः सुषेणः कनकाम्बरी गुह्यो गभीरो गहनो गुप्तश्चक्रगदाधरः वेधास्वाङ्गोचितः कृष्णो दृढः सन्दर्शनोच्युतः वरुणो वारुणो वृक्षपुष्कराक्षो महामना भगवान् भगः नन्दीवनमाली हलायुधः आदित्यो ज्योतिरादित्यः सहिष्णुर्गति सत्तमः सुधन्वा खण्डपरशुर्दारुणो द्रविणप्रदः दिवस्वत् सर्वद्रव्यासो वाचस्पतिरयो निजः त्रिसामासामगस्सामनिर्बाणं भेषजं निषत् सन्न्यासपृच्छमशान्तो निष्ठा शान्तिः परायणम् शुभाङ्गशान्तितस्रष्टा कुमुदः कुवलेशयः गोहितो गोपतिर्गोप्ता वृषभाक्षो वृषप्रियः अनिवर्ती निवृत्तात्मा सङ्क्षेप्ता क्षेमकृच्छिवः श्रीवत्सवक्षा श्रीवास श्रीपति श्रीवदाम्बरः श्रीधर श्रीश श्रीनिवास श्रीनिधि श्रीविभावनः श्रीधर श्रीकर श्रेय श्रीमान् लोकत्रयाश्रयः स्वच्छस्वङ्गशतानन्दो नन्दिर्ज्योतिर्गणेश्वरः विजितात्मा विधेयात्मा सत्यैर्तिष्ठन्न संशयः उदीर्णः सर्वतश्चक्षुरैष शाश्वतस्थिरः भूषयो भूषणो भूतिर्विशोकशोकनाशनः अर्जुष्मानर्चितः कुम्भो विशुद्धात्मा विशोधनः अनिरुद्धो प्रतिरथः प्रद्युम्नो नितविक्रमः कालनेमिनिहावीरः शौरिः शूरजनेश्वरः त्रिलोकात्मा त्रिलोकेश केशवः केशिहा हरिः कामदेवः कामपालः कामी कान्तकृतागमः अनिर्देश्यवरुर्विष्णुर्वीरो दन्तो धनञ्जयः ब्रह्मण्यो ब्रह्मकृद्ब्रह्मा ब्रह्मविवर्धनः ब्रह्मविब्राह्मणो ब्रह्मी ब्रह्मज्ञो ब्राह्मणप्रियः महाक्रमो महाकर्मा महातेजा महोरगः महाक्रतुर्महायज्वा महायज्ञो महाहविः स्तव्यस्तवप्रियस्तोत्रम् स्तुतिस्तोता रणप्रियः पूर्णः पूरयिता पुण्यः पुण्यकीर्तिरनामयः मनोजवस्तीर्थकरो वसुप्रेता वसुप्रदः वसुप्रदो वासुदेवो वसुर्वसुमनाहविः सद्गतिः सत्कृतिः सत्ता सद्भूतिः सत्परायणः शूरसेनो यदुश्रेष्ठः सन्निवासः सुयामुनः भूतावासो वासुदेवः सर्वासु निलयो नरः दर्पः दर्पदो दत्तो दुर्धरोधापराजितः विश्वमूर्तिर्महामूर्तिर्दीप्तमूर्तिरमूर्तिमान् अनेकमूर्तिरव्यक्तशतमूर्तिशताननः एको नैकस्सवः कर्किं यत्तत्पदमनुत्तमम् लोकवन्धुर्लोकनाथो माधवो भक्तवत्सलः सुवर्णवर्णो हेमाङ्गो वराङ्गश्चन्दनाङ्गदी वीरः विषमशून्यो कृताशीलकलश्चलः अमानी मानदो मान्यो लोकस्वामी त्रिलोकधृक् सुमेधा मेधजोधन्यः सत्यमेधाधराधरः तेजो वृषोद्युतिधरः सर्वशस्त्रकृताम्बरः प्रग्रहो निग्रहो व्यग्रो नैकशल्पो गदाग्रजः चतुर्मूर्तिश्चतुर्बाहुश्चतुर्व्यूहश्चतुर्गतिः चतुरात्मा चतुर्भावश्चतुर्वेदविदेकपात् समावर्तो निवृत्तात्मा दुर्जयो दुरतिक्रमः दुर्लभो दुर्गमो दुर्गो दुरावासो दुरारिः शुभाङ्गो लोकसारङ्गः सुदन्तुस्तन्तुवर्धनः इन्द्रकर्मा महाकर्मा कृतकर्मा कृतागमः उद्भवः सुन्दरः सुन्दो रत्ननाथः सुलोचनः अर्को वाजसनशृङ्गी जयन्तः सर्वविजयी सुवर्णविन्दुरक्षोभ्यः सर्वभागीश्वरेश्वरः महाह्रदो महागर्धो महाभूतो महानिधिः कुमुदः कुन्दरः कुन्दः पर्जन्यः पावनो निलः अमृताशोऽमृतवतः सर्वज्ञः सर्वतोमुखः सुरथः सुव्रतः सिद्धः शत्रुजित् शत्रुतापनः निग्रोधोदुम्बरोऽश्वत्थश्चाणो रान्ध्रनिसूदनः सहस्राब्जिः सप्तजिह्वः सप्तैका सप्तवाहनः अमोत्तिरनखौ चित्योभयकृद्धयनाशनः अणुर्बृहत्कृष्ण